Hello, now let's talk about aeroplanes. Specifically, the fiendishly complicated bits at the front that stop them from falling out of the sky. This is the world of avionics. The word itself is a rather clever portmanteau, a smashing together of aviation electronics. In the olden days, a pilot flew a plane using a series of pulleys, cables, dials that looked like they'd been nicked from a steam locomotive. It was all very mechanical, very direct. You pulled a lever and somewhere at the back a rudder would move. It was a proper hands-on job that required a certain amount of brute force and a magnificent moustache. But as aeroplanes grew larger, faster, more complex, that system simply wouldn't do. Imagine trying to fly a machine the size of a multi-story car park, like the Airbus A380. Now, let's get to the Airbus A380, that magnificent double-decker behemoth. The philosophy behind its cockpit is quintessentially Airbus. It's all terribly logical, very orderly, designed to make the pilot's life as simple as possible. The first thing you notice is there's no traditional control column, no yoke in front of the pilot, instead a little side stick, like a joystick from a computer game. Classic Airbus. It gives the pilot a clearer, unobstructed view, and it's less physically demanding on long flights. The A380's cockpit is a glass cockpit dominated by large, colourful display screens, not analog dials. There are 8 identical, interchangeable screens. Brilliant design. If one screen fails, the pilot moves its information to another, like a spare TV in the boot, just in case. The system is called Integrated Modular Avionics, or IMA. It's a network of powerful computers managing everything. Over on the other side of the Atlantic, Boeing has a slightly different take on how a cockpit should work. If you step into the flight deck of a Boeing 777 or the newer 787 Dreamliner, the first thing you'll notice is the great big control wheel or yoke right in front of each pilot. This is the American way. Boeing believes that the pilot should always have a direct physical connection to the aircraft, and the yoke provides that tangible feedback. It's a more traditional setup that many pilots who trained on older aircraft find reassuringly familiar. It feels like you are, well, flying a plane. Like the Airbus, Boeing's modern jets also feature a glass cockpit with large display screens. However, the layout and philosophy are different. The 787, for instance, features 2 massive head-up displays as standard. These are transparent screens that sit in the pilot's line of sight, projecting critical flight information like speed, altitude, and direction. This means the pilot doesn't have to constantly look down at their instruments during critical phases of flight, like takeoff and landing. So we arrive at the big question: which one is better, the Airbus with its clever side stick and its protective computer, or the Boeing with its traditional yoke and pilot-in-command philosophy? Well, asking which is better is a bit like asking whether a manual gearbox is better than an automatic. Both will get you where you're going, but they offer a fundamentally different experience and cater to different philosophies. There isn't a simple answer, because both systems are incredibly safe and brilliantly engineered. The choice often comes down to personal preference and the training culture of the airline. The Airbus A380's system is arguably the more revolutionary. Its high degree of automation and flight envelope protection creates an incredibly safe environment. The computer acts as a constant guardian angel,